Welcome to Face to Face. I'm Rhonda Pence in New York City. Joining me today is Julian Assange. He is co-founder of Wikileaks. Wikileaks is a website designed to be a safe haven for whistleblowers around the world, where documents, leaked documents, are published in their entirety so viewers can read them and make their own determination. Most recently, Wikileaks released a 2007 video from New Baghdad where U.S. Apache helicopter pilots were gunning down civilians. Thank you so much for joining me, Julian. People are talking about this video, they're blogging about this video, they're twittering about this video. For viewers who have not yet seen this video, can you describe it for us?
Yeah, so the video in full is 38 minutes long. It is taken from the gun sight of the lead Apache helicopter called Crazy Horse. It shows three events. Firstly, an attack on a gathering of around 20 relaxed-looking people, two of which may have had weapons, but it was fairly normal for that to be happening in Baghdad at that time. In that group are two Reuters journalists from Baghdad, a photographer, Namir, and his driver and assistant, Saeed. Namir is walking towards a corner with his camera strapped over his shoulder, and the Apache asks and gets permission to engage or open fire to shoot with its 30mm cannon shells that are this big, the entire group. By that stage, there are about 9 people together, including Namir and Saeed, and they are all mowed down, all killed, with the exception of Saeed, who is wounded. Saeed crawls along, and this is the second event, crawling on the ground in the gutter. You can see him by his white shirt, and the gunners and the pilots in the Apache are then saying, "Come on, buddy, pick up a weapon. All we need you to do is pick up a weapon," because they know that under the rules of engagement, if there's any weapons that are seen nearby him or he tries to pick one up, then they can kill him. Of course, there are no weapons there. In fact, they can't see any weapons there. Everyone else is dead. This is not a combat situation.
Now, I've seen this video, of course. I attended the press conference you held in Washington, D.C., and it is as if you are inside the Apache helicopter, almost watching people play a video game with the words you describe: light 'em up, shoot 'em up. Except, of course, these are real people who are being shot down. Why do you want the world to see this video?
We're particularly concerned with this video, not because of just it's another war video, but because of the cover-up that was involved. This is also a video that has killed journalists who can't have been insurgents. I mean, for any other sort of victim, there may be, except a child, there is always an allegation, well, maybe they were really insurgents.
But there was shooting in New Baghdad. About 20 to 25 minutes before the Apache helicopters arrived, there was open gunfire. So the pilots apparently could have thought insurgents were there. But as you said, the Reuters journalists were walking around relaxed. They saw the Apache helicopters, and they were not afraid. Why do you think there was so much targeting going on and so much shooting for so long?
Well, it was 20, according to classified US military records, there was shooting, small arms fire, somewhere in New Baghdad, not in the street, 28 minutes before the Apaches circled around and saw this group. So there, also in that classified documentation, it says that they were not able to identify who was doing the shooting. So there cannot be any allegation that they know that this group had anything to do with the shooting that was happening 28 minutes beforehand. So it appears that these were just very bloodthirsty pilots. But you hear in their language, this seems to be another day at the office. The pilots are fairly relaxed during this whole episode, and just sort of get excited and enthusiastic when they're actually killing people. So it seems to be a type of debasement of war. You know, you expect people to become debased by war, their characters to be corrupted by engaging in war. But because of the removed nature of the Apache, where they can't hear anyone on the ground, they're a long way up, they're totally removed, and it looks like a video game with a cross, and you press the button.
It certainly looks like a video game.
That over time, these pilots started thinking it really was a video game, and they got pleasure by getting a high score, and it was also a source of pride to them. So that, I mean, they brag to the ground forces, "Hey, we shot 12 to 15. You'll go there, you'll find 12 to 15 bodies." Source of pride, and they congratulate each other, you know, saying "nice shoot," and they joke about the dead bodies. A little bit of gallows humour. It's sort of you expect this in war, this black humour, but so I'm not so concerned about the black humour, but it's the enthusiasm for the killing that it seems to me to be the problem. And they're looking for any excuse to kill. They know the rules. I mean, they do not try and shoot before saying that there are weapons or looking for weapons. They do not shoot Saeed when he is crawling on the curb when he has no weapon. When the van arrives, it seems like they know something about the rules, that if sort of insurgents are escaping, they can shoot. And later on with the house, they say, "Hey, we've seen 6 armed men go in there. Hey, we can now put a missile in it." So they know these rules fairly well. They always ask their commanding officer for permission to attack in the 3 major events. And later on, after complaints by Reuters about the deaths of their journalists, there was a review. So there was internal military investigation as to whether any laws were broken, whether rules of engagement were broken. And the review found no rules were broken in this event, that this was perfectly acceptable. And there has been no disciplining of those troops, no imprisonment, as far as we know, no demotions of those individuals. So either there's a problem with that review, a problem with the internal judicial system in the United States military, the internal mechanisms of accountability, or those really were the rules, and everyone did follow the rules, and the review panel was also acting in the right way when it said that everyone followed the rules. Then there's a problem with the rules.
Now the Pentagon says it can't find this video. Did you get this video from the U.S. military?
Well, we never reveal where we get material from precisely, but obviously this passed through the hands of military officers or enlisted personnel on its way to us. When we first got this, we got it with a brief textual description. We didn't really even know what we had. We originally thought this was a video about Afghanistan, and it was only once we decrypted it, which took a volunteer effort, many people donating their computers to help go through all the different passwords and find one to decrypt it. It was only then that we started to see what was going on, and started researching this more and more and more. And the more we looked, the worse it became.